called the Avengers Initiative. The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable people, see if they could become something more, see if they could work together when we needed them to fight the battles that we never could. Phil Coulson died still believing in that idea. In hero. Well, it's an old-fashioned notion.
Oh, there we go. We're on. I forgot.
You didn't loop.
I forgot to hit the loop button.
Live.
Whoops. So, all right, guys. Thank you for joining us on our magnificent Tuesday podcast. I'm here joined with Fred and our special guests. I mean, no introduction, right? But go ahead and feel free.
Me? Hi.
Yes.
I didn't know if it was Fred's introduction. Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Tara Sands. I'm a voice actor. That is why I sit in this room of foam. And I basically talk a lot. Well, I'm sure we'll get into what shows and stuff, but that's me.
Nice. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it very much. So, again, guys, thank you for joining us on our podcast on this beautiful Tuesday. Let's see what we got in the comments going on. We've got Juan Campos coming in, so hyped. So Juan's actually our other business partner. There's three of us. So,
hi, Juan.
You have to have the nerd of the business, so someone actually knows all that kind of stuff.
Oh, so he's the only nerd? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, he knows majority of the stuff, like towards the anime side. Like we have our own like things that we stick to, but he's more of like their anime advisor, you would say.
Advisor.
So what's your So I'm gonna turn this interview around then. Sorry. So David and Fred, what is your major nerddom then? Like what is each of you? Which one? Comics?
I do comics, yeah.
Both of you are comics. Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's Pez.
Pez?
Mm-hmm.
Like the old school Pez's or like the new school, or you just
everything. I have just a collector of
You have
Pez.
A whole wall full of Pez's.
It's in a box right now. It used to be all over the place, but that is my geekiness. So
Pez's. Wow.
Yeah. We've got Alex that's here as well. And we have Armando. Armando's actually the event organizer. He's the one doing the one in Mercedes for the Saturday show.
Okay, so if you guys don't know, I'm going to be in Edinburgh and Mercedes. When is it? August
26th at Mercedes and the 27th.
27th. So come hang out.
Yeah, for sure. So it'll be good. So Armando's excited. I'm excited. We're all excited. I'm not going to lie. I know we had the hiccup a few years back, right? So I know
we had a hiccup, but I'm getting there this time.
Yeah, for sure.
Juan is getting his Digimon signed.
Yeah, right.
Ooh,
nice.
Cool.
I'm telling you, he knows everything about.
So you're a Digimon person and not a Pokemon person, Juan, huh? Okay. No judgment. You can love them all.
That's very true. So we'll just get started with it. So, I don't want to go too much into everything, but what I mean, obviously we talked about you collecting Pez. So, for me, I'm not gonna lie to you, complete transparency. I started off with Pokemon cards, but not so much for myself. My dad worked at an arcade. He would get them from the prize guy, and then I sold them for money because
Oh, smart.
Yeah, I was hustling.
Okay, no, that's ambitious. I like that. Okay.
And that was like my little 9-year-old self selling things. And I was going to ask you, what got you into like collecting originally? Like, what was it that was about Pez that you enjoyed, that you liked, or what's the story behind that?
I started collecting like before eBay and all that. So I had like maybe 5 or 10 Pez, and I was like, I don't even know how to explain it, but I just was like, I want a collection. And I was like, I have a bunch of these. Let me start going to like flea markets and antique stores and seeing what I could find. And I loved the challenge of it. And now there's not as much. Now it's more about money. The challenge is a little bit gone from it. I lived in New York City at the time, and I loved finding really rare stuff that like people didn't know what they had, or there were some great antique. It got me going into antique stores I never would have gone into. And I had just moved to New York, so that was sort of the fun of it. That was the fun of it. Now it's sort of just like, oh, you have to get online as soon as like an exclusive goes on sale, or you can just go to eBay and spend money, which is not as much fun.
True. Yeah. Is there any like one Pez that you just haven't gotten to, or one that's like your prize, like that one that you want to get?
There's not specifically someone. This is so dorky. So I was just at a convention this past weekend, and somebody had me sign a Pez dispenser. And what I knew it was for a real collector, because the real collectors get their Pez dispenser signed. They open it up, and you sign on the white part inside. And I said, "Oh, I'm a collector too." And she goes, "Oh my God, her dad happened to be one of like the world's biggest collectors." So she put me on FaceTime with him, and he had a room. I mean, it was the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. And he had some Rolling Stones Pez that I just didn't even know about. I mean, I'm not as up to date as I should be. So I looked online, so I'm gonna order these Rolling Stones Pez that I didn't know about. So that's my
That's awesome. We got Alice coming in with Kara, right?
sorry from Digimon. Yes, that is correct.
And then we got JJ
From
saying
Digimon Adventure Try. I always have to specify only from Adventure Try, and then there's a new Digimon that will be on Hulu July 1st, and I'm playing Biomon in that one. So it is a little bit confusing.
Nice. And then we got Eliza Campos. This is actually Fred and JJ's mom. FYI.
Oh, hi.
I consider her my mom too, but she gets mad at me more. So
She's the store mom.
she's a
store mom.
You gotta have one.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but that's awesome. So you collect a lot of Pez. So Rolling Stones. So you're into a lot of the music, a lot of the classic rock.
Classic rock, yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite band? Is it the Rolling Stones?
I mean, I'm Springsteen fan. I don't have like I'm just not as into music because now I listen to podcasts and Sirius XM, so I'm so behind on music, which is embarrassing and bad, but I wish I had a better answer.
What's your what's your like go-to when you're gonna get on the plane? Because I have like a song because I have to hype myself up. Because like I don't like not being in control. It's like my thing.
So, you're not a good flyer. Okay,
100%.
okay. I just have to have good TV shows to watch.
Really?
Like on this last flight, I watched Jury Duty on Amazon Prime, which is like this reality show where it's a documentary about a jury, but only one person. They're all actors except one person.
Okay.
And it is awesome. I recommend it so much. But yeah, so I don't have like a psych up song, but I need to have good TV to watch. What's your psych up song?
You know, so it's Headstrong Trap, you know, just because like, you know, things can happen. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not bougie or nothing, you know, like I like to fly, you know, first class economy, whatever it is, but I always had the concept because like, you know, in Minot and McAllen, when we go on United, there's smaller planes, you know, and I'm like,
I hate those.
And I'm like, you know, like if something happens, like I ain't gonna make it. Like,
see, I like that if something happens, it's not my fault. Like the worst scenario, like it's bad if I go down, but like I get more scared. I'd be scared if I was flying the plane, but if it's out of my hands, I'm like, all right, I don't have to worry.
It's your time. There you go.
That's totally it. It's the pilot's fault. Like I just wouldn't want to be responsible.
Very good. So one of the things I want to talk about, so I know you did a lot of voice acting. So what kind of drove you to that? Like, why did you pick voice acting as a career path per se?
I mean, this is going to sound so cheesy, but it sort of picked me. I know it's really dumb, but I was doing I went to college. I was a theater major. I started voice acting. I was in high school. I was in a local singing competition at the Y in like sophomore year or something, junior year, I don't remember. And there was an agent there, and she's like, I want to send you out in auditions for like theater and TV and commercials and all that. And the first audition she happened to send me on was a voiceover job, and I didn't even know what a voiceover was. And I booked it, and I was like, oh, cool. And I kept doing theater and all that stuff in New York for many, many years before I moved to LA. And the voiceover, and even, I've had a nice career doing on camera stuff and things that jobs I've really loved. But the voiceover stuff is what I kept coming back to, and it's what kept me the busiest. And I kept, it's not fun to not work. So I was like, you know what, if I just really focus on this, I'll probably work more. And it worked out. And I'm very lucky. I know how lucky I am. And hopefully I'm not replaced by robots soon.
I know that one of your first gigs was for like a medicine cream or something, right?
That was my first. Yeah, it was Compound W wart cream, and I said something like, "Ew, gross, a wart." And that was that first audition. And I was like, and I remember my mom, like, she's like, "They're paying you for that? Great, let's start saving for college." So yeah, and then I started doing audiobooks and commercials and just all different kinds of voiceover work.
So how does that voice work? Like the voiceover, like do you reach out? Do they reach out to you? Do you like? Are you very specific about it, or like job's a job type of thing, or?
Job's a job. Yeah, I mean, when you're freelance, I mean, listen, there's stuff that I wouldn't do, but it would have to be very offensive for me not to do it. But I love to work and I need to work. So it works, I audition as much as I can. Right before we started doing this, I was recording auditions. I get most of them from my agent. Sometimes a friend will send me an audition. But that it's sometimes you get cast, you audition for something and they pick you for a different role than you auditioned for, which is great too. Or sometimes you just get a role because you've worked for someone many times and they just know your voice. So I take audiobooks I don't tend to audition for. That's sort of they use your prior work as your audition a lot of the time. So, and that's very time consuming. So I'm in my booth a lot doing that.
Nice. And what were some of the roadblocks that you came across? I mean, I know you were talking about your mom saying they paid you for that. Like, was that like your motivation, or did you have a lot of people saying like that's what you want to do like for the rest of your time?
I will say there's a lot of actors that I knew who, took themselves. Oh, my mom is calling right now. I'm doing a podcast, Mom. A lot of people, I think it's like she knew. I think some people looked down on it and they fancied themselves like serious actors. And those people in recent years have come back and said, "So how do I get into that?" I think it's gained a lot of respect over the years. I mean, you even look at like celebrities didn't used to do commercials. That was beneath them. Now they're all doing commercials. Now they've kind of taken a lot of our commercials. So speaking of roadblocks, a lot of that commercial work that used to be my bread and butter, like that was how I made a living for a long time. A lot of celebrities are taking those campaigns, those voiceover jobs, and that's a bummer. Roadblocks are your voice. It's your whole life. So losing your voice for any reason is scary. I'm really, like if someone's like, "Let's go to this restaurant," I'm like, "Is it loud?" So I'm that annoying person. Yeah, so those are kind of the roadblock. I mean, also there's periods when you just don't work. That's a roadblock, I guess, and then you start thinking, I'm never going to work again. I've definitely had that feeling even after many, many years of doing this. But luckily I'm still working. Knock on things, knock on whatever this is made of.
And then what's it called? So like when you go like out, like concerts and karaoke, are you very mindful? I mean, obviously, right? Because
I so rarely do anything fun like that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I just coughed. See, that's an example. Yeah, I'm pretty careful with stuff like that. Or like there's times I've been at concerts or like on a roller coaster where I start to scream and I stop myself. It's so silly, but it's just like you get used to it. It's like I always think of like a hand model who's like suddenly in the garden and is like or like just doesn't do certain things. Like there's certain things I just I'm not gonna do. Not that I'm a hand model, and they wear gloves all the time, which always looks a little weird. It's very Michael Jackson. Yeah.
So, Fred, do you want to take the next segment here?
Yeah. What's the worst part of conventions? Like,
the yelling. Oh my gosh, the yelling is this weekend. I was in my home state of New Jersey. Woo woo, and they were having anime wrestling right behind us, and it was so loud. There's no like saying the worst, but I feel very lucky to be attending conventions for the work I've done. So it's hard to say the worst part. I mean, I've gotten yelled at for shows that someone didn't like the adaptation of, things like that. I'm like, I didn't write it. Please stop yelling at me.
I just voiced it. It's not my problem.
I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with that. so there's like little things like that. Or I just feel bad if I can't answer someone's question about a show because it was so long ago. Like sometimes people ask me very specific questions about a show from 20 years ago, and I just don't remember. And that makes me feel bad because I know that they waited to ask that question and they would love a good answer. But I'd rather not pretend I don't have, know what it is. So the worst part is tough to say. The worst part is the travel. I just tweeted that I wish I could teleport because that would just change everything. If I could, the flights are just,
Are you like me? When you see delayed on the app, you're just like,
oh, I just start. Yeah, it's yeah, yeah, and it's happening a lot lately. So I always try to try to get a direct flight, even if it's like times I don't want. But yeah,
yeah.
no
I think
fun.
the last time I got delayed, we were on the runway for American Airlines, and we were in line taxiing, and we were there for an hour and a half. And they're like, you can't get up, you can't do nothing. And I'm like, no, like I'm gonna get up, because like this is
It's such a tease. It's like you're there, you're ready to go, and you think you're about to go, and then you just sit there. Blah. Yeah.
I got a question coming. It says, I have a question. Is there any role that you regret not taking? That's a good one.
I really don't say no to anything. I can't think of the last thing I've said no to. I mean, there have been audiobooks that didn't fit into my schedule, but there's not. I wish I was that popular that I was like, no, I don't have time for your project. It's a good question, but it's just not a good. I'm trying to think if there's a role I regret taking. And I'm the only thing, and I would still take it, but I did a role on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The anime people will know that. And I almost threw up while recording it because it was just so gross. I played a very evil baby, Death 13, if you guys watch the show, mannish boy. And it was just gross. I would still do it again, but I was like, ooh, I wish I had known that was coming. But it was super fun anyway.
Nice. That's awesome. And conventions can be either way, right? And I think it's awesome to get the perspective of a talent because, a lot of times we've had vendors, small business organizers and stuff, we've gotten those perspectives. So if you're part of the table, right, being across from the fans and stuff, what do you think was your best part of the conventions? Like, what's the part that you look forward to? Like, you hit that moment, you're like, oh, this is awesome. This was worth the delay, the travel, everything.
It's definitely meeting the fans. They're just awesome. People share their stories with me, like they because I know from my point of view, like the shows I grew up with just represent a very specific time in my life, even if it's not about the show so much. So people feel it's flattering and wonderful that people feel like they can open up to me when they talk to me. Sometimes people say, listen, I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! During like my parents' divorce and it got me through it, or Pokemon, was the only thing my siblings and I could agree on and it bonded us, or the kids at school teased me until I brought my Pokemon cards in. And they make themselves vulnerable and tell me these things, and just connecting with people like that. Again, I was just a very small cog in the whole Pokemon wheel, but excuse me. It's great to meet them, and if I can tell they sometimes need to say it. It's not necessarily about me, but they need to say that, and they need to talk about certain things and what the show or shows, whatever it was, meant to them. And I hosted a show on Cartoon Network called Fridays, where every Friday night it was me and my co-host Tommy, and we would introduce all the cartoons and act silly. And I don't get to talk about it a lot, but for some reason this past weekend, a lot of the people I met had grown up watching it. And they said, oh, I looked forward to Friday nights. And I'm like, me too. Like, it was something for kids of a certain age to do on Friday night. And I loved that. Like, I miss having appointment television like that. And I love that I was part of their routine. And that's so cool to just get to talk to people about that stuff. I feel really super lucky that I get to go to conventions and do that.
That's awesome. And what would you say, like, the pinnacle? Because obviously, like, given our age group, right? So we've seen like the Pokemon wave go up and down, right? So at the absolute height when the Pokemon movie came out, I was the guy that cried, and Pikachu and everything.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. Then it took a dive, right? And then all of a sudden, even my son right now, he's 10 years old. It just shot back up.
Pokemon.
It's crazy. I mean, and I meet grandparents with their grandchildren. They all watch it. I can't believe that we're still like when I first did that show and all they told me that all Bulbasaur said was Bulbasaur. I was like, I'll never see these people again. And here we are 25 years later. Like, what are the odds of being on a show like that? So it's awesome. The multi-generational aspect of it is so cool. Yeah, and now I just saw some new like Bulbasaur cards are coming out. And the artwork is beautiful, and and that's the thing about Pokemon specifically is like, even if you don't watch the show, maybe you collect the cards or you play the game, or there's a way in for everybody. I think they did something right with all that.
Right. Multi-generational. We have JJ come in with a question saying, what is the one role that stood out to you?
Oh gosh, it's not fair to pick one. I think recently what was really cool, I worked on Shaman King about 15 years ago, and I got to play Anna, and the show ended like abruptly, and people didn't get the closure they wanted on the series, and we didn't really finish the manga and all that, and we just did a new version of it for Netflix, and now all of the episodes are out. And playing her 15 years ago as opposed to now, like I lived in New York when I first recorded it, like I'm coming at it with a whole new perspective, and they really fleshed out her story. And that's unusual to get to return to a character like that. So that in recent years was one that was like just stands out and was really fun for me. And she's really bossy, but you can tell all her bitchiness is coming from a good place. So that was fun to do.
You're in a safe space.
I can curse. I swear like a truck driver. So that's not fair to truck drivers. But I don't know. Do they actually curse a lot? A sailor? No, I shouldn't. That's just, I don't want to generalize about sailors.
No one hears them in the sea. You're good.
I'm from Jersey. I swear like someone from Jersey. How about that? That's fair.
That's awesome.
We'll blame Jersey.
It's funny that you mentioned the Friday thing, because remember we were talking about the deep dive into Instagram.
Oh no.
So, yeah.
Okay. So someone in the chat said sailors do curse a lot. Okay, so
there you
no
go.
judgment. Yeah,
absolutely.
I fit in on a sailing vessel.
So let's see if I can get this going here. So I'm just gonna pull up some pictures. Maybe you can give us some context of what was going on in that scenario. So let's see.
Oh, that's Fridays. Wow. Okay, so the top left. I'm bad with right and left. That was the very first day of work, and we barely knew each other, and we had to act like best friends. So luckily, we ended up liking each other, but that was very awkward because we just were like, okay. We were kind of just thrown into it because we needed press photos. And then that was a Halloween episode, the one next to it, and I loved it. They made my hair enormous. Jamila was our hair person, and that must have been very fun for her to washing my hair after that was not fun. Because that was a Halloween episode. Then the bottom left, I don't know how you guys are seeing this. So the one with Chewbacca, that is actually at Skywalker Ranch. We got to do one of the most fun things about the show is we got to interview celebrities and go to movie junkets. And that was for Clone Wars. And we actually got to see it at Skywalker Ranch. And then we interviewed Chewbacca, who, much like Bulbasaur, didn't say much. We interviewed George Lucas, Hayden Christensen. Hayden Christensen, who was allergic to hay, ironically, and had to stand and couldn't sit on the hay. So we had to stand for his interview. But Skywalker Ranch was awesome. I never thought I'd get to visit there. So that was super, super cool. Yeah. And then I know Tommy was a robot in that next picture, but I can't remember what that episode was about. But I was kind of just relieved I didn't have to put the silver all over my face. Because and it was all through his hair. But he's awesome. Look at Tommy Snyder. He works all the time. He's so talented and cool. So
do you still keep in contact with him?
Yeah, I mean, we ran into each other not that long ago. We're more like in touch on Instagram. We'll tag each other and stuff or write a note. sometimes we get weird, like stalky emails from like the same person. So we talk about
Okay.
yeah, no, he's awesome. He's still very funny and weird and cool. So
Awesome. Let's see. We have
We
another
do have a
one
quick
here.
question, real quick, by Mr. Jaime Cantu.
oh,
Is there any
hi.
new
Hi.
animes that you enjoy watching or looking forward to watching?
So I more look forward to working on them because watching them feel like it's like if you worked at Dunkin' Donuts, you probably wouldn't go home and eat donuts. So when I try to watch anime, I start watching the lip flap and I start like it's hard for me to enjoy it, which is a bummer. But there's 2 shows I'm really looking forward to working on because I don't read the manga ahead of time, so I'm excited to see where they go. So that's season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm really excited to start working on. I play Udahime and Momo. I don't know how much. I know Udahime definitely has some stuff in the 2nd season, so I'm excited to see what her storyline is. And then Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War. I don't know when we're starting the 2nd part of that, but hopefully soon. I'm excited to see that character's arc in the next one. So I hope that is a good answer. I don't know. I didn't really answer it, Jaime. Sorry.
Are you one of those that you just kind of critiqued everything? Like, I would have done that better, or they
Oh,
could have
I
done
can't.
this.
Oh, I can't watch my own stuff. Like, there's no way. But I can't even just enjoy another show. Like, I've tried to watch other people's shows. And listen, there's some great voice actors who I love watching. Like, I have some favorites. But it just feels like work. So I watch things that are like just not anime at all. And like I said, like that jury duty show. Like, it's like nothing like anime. And I kind of need that to kind of just detach a little bit.
Makes sense. Yeah, you don't want to get too immersed from work. The next one I have is this. What's going on here? As soon as it loads, maybe
that is
No?
a black
The
screen,
wheel, yeah.
so nothing was going on there.
Nothing was going on.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, very little. My mind was blank that time.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me try again. Technical
Let's see.
difficulties.
Now I'm nervous to see what this is gonna be.
I think this one's funny. This is me.
Oh, yeah, I like to draw on my hand.
I saw a lot of these. Just an FYI. Like, I'm not gonna.
I have a little habit of doing that. I do love that South Park episode with Jennifer Lopez when Cartman draws Jennifer Lopez on his hand. And then he has a whole interaction with Ben Affleck. And I think that's probably what inspired it. But sometimes I get bored and I just draw on myself. She needs a name. I don't have a name. I mean, they don't always look the same, but I should name my hand faces, I suppose.
Yeah, name and a voice, and you're good.
I was about to say, what voice do you use for these? Because I mean, if I had that talent, I'd be talking to myself or to my hand a lot. You know,
You know what's weird? I don't do like voices in my I don't think I do voices. Like, there's some actors who just like slip into like start doing like, especially if we're all together and we're all voice actors. Like, most my friends and I, we're not like performing for each other. We're sort of just chill. And then there's always like that one dude who's like, top of the morning to you, and we're like, oh God, calm. So I don't tend to do that too much. But she would probably sound like this, just something breathy. Maybe she'd be Southern. I don't know. She's cute. I like that picture. Okay, that was a good picture. All right, I was scared, but that was fun.
let's see. I just got a couple more here.
No,
I mean, they're not bad. I promise
No,
they're
I
not bad.
like this game is fun.
Right?
Yeah, I
So-
like this game.
This is the only thing I won't prep anybody for. Let's see. Hopefully, this one pulls up the first time, or something look really
Let's
bad
see.
on my part.
It's just with bated breath. Oh, okay. So that is me drilling a hole into a D20 die. I accidentally started a jewelry company. I was just making too much jewelry, and my friend Sam Riegel, who is part of Critical Role, all of you who geek out to D&D will know who that is. He's like, hey, you're making all this jewelry. Why don't you do some dice jewelry? And I was like, all right, I'll try. And there was a lot of trial and error trying to drill dice. And now I can say I'm pretty good at drilling. But I bought this little drill press and all this stuff and like all different drill bits. And so that is me putting a hole into that D20, which I know is like blasphemous for certain people. I think I probably got some appalled reactions to that. But that's I think it's called like a vice grip or something that I put the dice into. I get a lot of drill bits stuck in the dice, so then I have a whole slew of just unusable dice with drill bits.
And do you
Maybe
still
someone
sell these actively? Because
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
popped this up, there was a whole catalog there and everything.
Oh,
So-
yeah. So it's on Etsy. I have a shop called Looped LA, and there's all different dice jewelry. Yeah. I'm not like as active, like but I have a bunch of stuff that's still for sale on there. Yeah.
Nice. And do you play a lot of D&D? Just
I've never played.
never
I've
get
never
high
even-
on your own supply.
No, I don't even know how to. I've watched little bits of Sam's show of Critical Role. I don't know how to play. It's not my listen, I'm plenty geeky, but it's just not that's not my geekiness. I'm more of like a crossword puzzle geek. But yeah, I should probably learn at some point. I'm gonna watch Stranger Things. I've only seen season 1. I feel like if I watch Stranger Things, it will inspire me to want to play. Do you think that's true? Or am I crazy?
I mean, I only saw season
I know
2.
majority of the characters are based off the D&D, but
But they play on the show, right? Like they're into it. Okay.
All right, not too bad. I got one more left. Okay.
Okay.
So, let's see what the context of this one. Please load the first time. Let's see.
Oh my gosh, I'm guessing that was a service dog at a convention. I don't even know. What's more important is the really cute Bulbasaur hat behind me. And I guess that tattooed arm is the dog's owner? I mean, yeah, because it has that thing around it, so it must be a service dog, right? Sometimes at conventions they'll even like have a dog in like the green room. Like I don't have my own dog, but I like other people's dogs a lot.
That same, absolutely the same.
Yeah, that is a really cute puppy.
If you need a
Aw.
dog for the green room, I got a real hyper dog. I got you.
All right. Well, is it big? Because I'm short and they will just
It's a
murder
puppy.
me.
It's a
It's a little puppy?
It's a miniature schnauzer.
Oh.
It's always
Give me the name. I need the name. That's more important.
Bellatrix.
Oh, that's a Harry Potter name, right?
Yeah, my fiance is a really big Harry Potter fan, so
good
she
name.
named the dog under Bellatrix.
That's a really good name. Do you call her Bella for short, right?
We call her
Or do you
Bella.
say the whole name every single time?
When we angry at her, we call her Bellatrix. Then we call her Bella.
Does she have a middle name?
No.
Oh, she needs a really long middle name. Because then when you get that, like many syllables.
That's awesome.
That's cute.
And then just to kind of wrap up the time, 'cause I know we were on a time frame here.
I know. I'm sorry.
I just want to share these last two things. Maybe you can walk us through what they are. Maybe. So.
Oh, wow. This is very exciting. In August, at the end of August, I will be coming to Mercedes, Texas. I don't know. I think that's south near McAllen. Am I correct?
It's about 30 minutes from McAllen. So.
Okay. Yeah. See, I'm getting my Texas geography. I'm going to be at All Valley Collectors Expo. Is that the name? That's the name of it. And I'll be signing stuff. I think we'll be posting prices and all that stuff soon. I know you guys will have Funko Pops for sale, so you guys don't have to find your own. You guys will have them to sell there. I'll also have like prints and cards and stuff to sign. And just come hang out 12 to 7. And then the next day, in case you are not free on that Saturday, it gets better. Or come both days.
Wait, there's more.
There's more.
Yeah, put the picture on me.
So on Sunday, I will be at your store, The Collector, in Edinburgh. That's a shorter day, 11 to 2:30. So if you can't come Saturday, come Sunday, or come for both days. And hopefully we'll still have pops and stuff available. I think we should, because you just ordered a lot of the Biscuit Pops. Mm-hmm. So definitely pick up your Biscuit Pops there, and I'll write whatever you want on there. I mean, not anything. I mean, within reason, like nothing offensive. But yeah, so I'm excited. I haven't been to Texas in a minute, so I'm excited to go back.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate your time and everything. Me and Fred will probably stay on to the podcast. So you have the Etsy, right? Looped LA. If you're looking for the D20 dice. So even if you're not a fan.
You ain't playable no more, but you got jewelry now.
Yeah, and check out. So your store, your website should have all the info for the event. You're on Facebook, and then I'll post all the info for the events on my Instagram and Twitter, which is just Tara Sands LA, in case you need the address and all that stuff. Don't just yell, "Where's the collector?" It's probably better to actually have the address.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you also have your Facebook page, right? I think it's Tara Sands Voiceovers as well. If they want to follow you.
Yeah, I think it's Tara Sands LA now. I might have updated it, but it might be Tara Sands voiceover.
I don't know. I've just been tagging the same one, so
It says Tara Sands voiceover, but like it's weird because if you want to find it, it's under Tara Sands LA. Facebook is weird. I don't know. I'm pretty easy to find. You can just go to tarasands.com and then it'll have links. I don't know. You guys are more savvy than I am with that stuff.
right sometimes. But
Thank you so much. That was so much fun. That Instagram game was really cool.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it very much. So
excuse me. All right, I'm gonna peace out.
All right, thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a good one.
Thank you guys. I'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Alrighty, guys. So that was exciting. So for everyone that stayed with us, guys, appreciate it. So we got Tara Sands coming to the All Valley Collectors Expo on August 26th. There's a $5 entry charge for that at Las Lanas
Event Center, I think. Yeah,
right.
It's in Mercedes.
It's in Mercedes, guys. Mercedes. We didn't want to say it wrong over there.
Yep. So it's going to be in the All Valley Collectors Expo, August 26th. Come meet Miss Bulbasaur / Bisky / I think she's a young. When are we dropping prices?
Oh, what up, Miguel? So we can actually drop the prices. I'm sorry, bro. I can't speak Spanish. How's it, Fred?
Lano
Event Center. Boom.
Lano Event Center. There you go. Lano. Got you, Mando.
Isaiah, we'll drop the prices here in a minute. So kind of the way the Facebook advertising works is to get maximum like reach and stuff, we run like one ad at a time. This event, obviously, we have to run 2 ads, All Valley and ours. So on that post, we'll post the prices. We also have an event tab. So if you go to the Facebook event, it'll be on there and you guys can see the prices there. I think it's like $40 for an autograph, combo $10 for a picture. It's kind of like your normal con pricing.
I can't hear Mando. You're typing it, man, but it's no audio.
It's Lano, bro. What do you want me to do? Why am I getting yelled at?
You can type it with how many L's you want, bro. It's Lano, one of them.
And I know the beginning of it was kind of quick, guys, but one of the biggest things is that Tara did have a prior I guess a voice class that she was taking care of, so we wanted to make sure gringos we want to make sure she made the burros.
I don't know what's more offensive, you're calling me gringo or
I could read that.
I may not be able to pronounce it, but I could read it. But yeah, man, it was fun having her here. I'm excited for August 26th. If you have your Yano, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Hey, bro.
That's how you gotta do it, bro. That's how you gotta do it.
The Yano event. The Yano.
Yeah, but we have a lot of Bulbasaurs in stock. We're getting Biskies. We're getting a lot of merchandise for you guys to get signed, have a good experience with Miss Tara Sands.
We got the 25 anniversary silvers. We got the regulars.
I think we have a couple of flock ones. One or two flock ones.
What's the other one? The fluorescent or whatever?
Oh yeah, we have 1 or 2 fluorescents. We got a couple flock ones, and I think we even have a diamond one.
Bulk cards for days.
Yeah, but I know she's bringing cards too. But just in case
she's also bringing prints, cards, and Andale Mexicanos.
Andale.
It's a double L. Think Y.
Think Y.
You guys are very, very pushy today, but I like it.
I know. I feel targeted right now.
But I'm not saying I'm white. I'm just saying that I've been in North Dakota
North Dakota's changed you, David.
Yeah, a little bit, slightly changed us.
You're becoming more Anglo by the minute.
And for everybody that stayed on, guys, it was great. I mean, hopefully we can get her on, afterwards, further down the line when she starts doing I know that she talked about that new release coming out on Netflix and Hulu. But definitely, guys, like and share the event. Even if you're not going to go to the event, I know there's a lot of things going on that weekend. But this is one of the things that we had promised a couple years ago. It fell through. Then it came in. We need to represent El Valle.
Me to represent El Valle. I know. Valle.
What's no Davos?
No
No,
Davos.
no
No.
Davos.
God bless. I feel like. No Sabo.
Sabo.
Sabo. Bro,
Hey, look,
they're fucking with us now. They're fucking with us now.
I'm gonna put Yano. Yano.
Sabo.
Sabo. Hey, just because you type it over and over doesn't mean I'm gonna get it right.
We still don't understand it, bro. Stop trying.
Stop
there
trying.
you go. What do you want me to do? Nah, man, but yeah, hopefully you guys could be meant
He meant no
kids.
Sabo kids.
Like we don't know kids. We don't know kids. That's what I mean.
Oh,
Sabo is like kind of like slang for we don't know.
oh, so you calling me stupid? I'll take it.
At least stay to our faces. We're good.
Right.
But yeah, man, hopefully if you guys be able to join us, be sure to share when you guys see us post it. You sharing the interaction, all that kind of stuff, guys. We appreciate that. I know we've been getting a lot of love with the events and the photos we've been posting, so hopefully it continues. But yeah, we're excited, man. We're excited.
I think it's gonna be a good time. I'm unfortunately not gonna be there for it. I'm gonna still be in North Dakota, but you, Jay, Ash, I think you're gonna be able to run it really well. Especially with Armando and everything.
Yeah.
So should we tell them what we have in the future, or what we're doing in October, or should we just kind of hold on to
that? We could talk. It's approved. We just gotta come up with a contract, but it's approved.
Mercedes. So we're actually now that we were able to kind of I think it's actually the podcast that's been helping, bro, because I think they go into like our social medias, you know. But we're actually reached out to another voice actor guy, so we're gonna have another signing coming up in October. So before we go the whole everybody does everything in October, we're probably gonna have another one. We haven't decided if we're gonna do the convention or in shop yet. We're kind of trying to finalize that. But I think it's gonna be something cool, something different. I don't think they've been here, right, Fred, or no?
I don't think they've been here. No, they've been to.
I know the other one was here, the more popular one.
Yeah, the other one was here, but the other one was here, one wasn't.
Yeah. But that's gonna be a good one. So if you guys like anime, we're gonna try to bring more anime. I mean, obviously we got Hunter x Hunter, Bulbasaur. I mean, people know. Do I know it? Do you know it? Does he know it? Did you talk to JJ?
We haven't talked to JJ yet. You've been busy. You've been asleep.
That's true. It took you like 4 days to get the flyers printed, Jay. Damn it. So, but
I'll text you right now, Jay. You got it. I'll text you it.
Dicks, what you talking about? What you like? Ha! Got him. Got him. All Pokemon, all Power Rangers have been here. Wow. I mean, not all Pokemon have been here because there's like a whole like.
I've been seeing like the Dan Green, the Mewtwo. That would be a good one to get.
I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's different, man. Because like what we talked about before, right? You know, Pokemon, like everything, bro. Everything has a high and a low, right? Like Power Rangers,
there you
bro.
Go. I just texted to JJ. He hasn't been here.
Okay, makes sense. So
he's not in the valley.
Can we?
It's a good addition because I know that anime. It's right now. It's really, really popular of that anime, and he's like kind of one of the main characters. We don't want to spoil it too much until we get it signed and get everything already situated. But hopefully you guys will be excited. We're bringing this talent because I know you guys have been requesting it. Don't forget, guys, it's not cheap. It does cost. Team Blastoise. Nobody likes Blastoise.
Ban that man. Ban that man.
All about Bulbasaur.
You know why George picked Blastoise? Because it's wet, and he has a wet. Oh, never mind.
I like turtles, bro. I'm a big Blastoise fan, bro. Like honestly, I'm a big Blastoise fan.
You're not gonna lie on this podcast and tell me that your damn starter Pokemon was Squirtle, bro. Come on.
I'm big into turtles, bro.
You did not pick fucking Anime Bronco. That's funny. You did, bro. I'll be transparent, bro. My starter Pokemon was Charmander, bro. You know that.
That's everybody's, bro. I'm Anime Bronco. There you go. We got Anime Bronco.
The other Campos, Charmander.
What's it called? Nah, dude. I got Blastoise. I was a big. You can't even ask JJ. I always loved turtles since I was a kid, and I would get Squirtle.
I guess
I would get my ass kicked all the time because everybody had to fucking.
Everybody had ground.
The good Pokemon had Squirtle.
That's funny. Hey, bro, that's a question we gotta ask Tara, bro. What was your starter Pokemon? I'm gonna laugh if she picked Bulbasaur, bro. I'm gonna laugh if she didn't pick Bulbasaur even more, bro. Straight up.
She would be like, I walked all the way to the back and got Pikachu. Remember back in those glitches? I wonder, like, if you wouldn't pick the 3 Pokemons, another Pokemon will pop by and it would be Pikachu.
Yeah. I didn't know any about that stuff 'cause I didn't have internet, so I just picked the 3.
I'm surprised you even had the console to fucking play it.
Because I stole it.
Damn.
Nah, my older brothers did a good job making sure that we didn't look poor. Or I didn't think we were poor.
Bulbasaur was the weakest, bro.
Bulbasaur was the weakest. Charmander. Anime Bronco. We got Levi Red Fox with the Levi Red Fox. We got Mario with the
You call it thing. Who we bringing?
It'll be a good one. I mean, I think it'll be good. This one's working out good. See you Saturday out there's Armando. So we'll get these clips out here in a minute. I gotta do the reels and stuff. So
Hey, what time do y'all open Saturday? We're riding solo. I need to know.
I mean, that's true. What time do you guys? I think it's 10 o'clock, bro. I think it's 10. So Pokemon Yellow, you were able to get all the starters and Pikachu.
Damn.
So, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yano, the Yano Event Center.
We're not that old, JJ. Damn.
Isn't George older?
I think George is the youngest one, bro. George is younger than me.
Is it? Well, again, everybody, guys, we appreciate you guys sticking with the podcast. We're going to go ahead and end this one early. I know we usually run an hour, guys. I mean, we're not going to lie. Bulk of the traffic wanted to hear Tara. I wouldn't blame you guys. So,
yeah.
Definitely catch us on the next week's podcast. Another one that we're going to reach out to is another voice actor that's been here a minute or so. That we're going to probably put on contract too. The other one that reached out to us. So, just an FYI, guys. So hopefully we can get some more talent on here. I think that's kind of cool. To me personally, I think the perspective of like the talent, bro, because as vendors, we know what it looks like, and that's the what's it called as buyers, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, imagine sitting the other side of the table, bro, like having to like interact, sign stuff, and I mean, damn, it's different.
Yeah. Like, imagine talking to Sean Shem, be like, "Hey, how was that 9-hour line that you had? Like, how did you feel sitting there for 9 freaking hours getting judged? Get Johnny Depp, bro. You got a couple million.
Yeah, right. Yeah. See you fellas on Saturday. You definitely see Fred on Saturday for sure.
I will be there. If you want to come around, help me around the table, bro, I got you.
Yeah. But all right, guys. Well, we appreciate everybody staying on here. What do we got? Sean and Chris, right? Imagine going out with those guys, bro. That's gonna be a fun evening. So, but there was like a handful of questions I didn't get to ask. Got that Amber Heard money? So everybody's a hater these days. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Make sure you stay tuned for next week's podcast, guys. We'll hopefully get some contracts in the next week. If not, we'll just keep doing some more teasing. And make sure you guys follow the All Valley Collectors Expo group. And then also, of course, our page will be announcing pricing soon. And besides that, have a wonderful day, guys. Right? So see ya when I wanna be ya.